Model 7. Here we're talking about radio TV production basics. We will be talking about production and broadcasting, producers' role in production, the need for production techniques, production treatment, basic production methods, and scripting. The success of each production depends upon harmonious working relationship among the production crew. The crew is made up of the producer, director, set designer, lighting, technician, camera persons, floor manager, performers, technical director, and sound recordist. A producer is one of the production crew has his role. He acts as the boss of a production project. His main task is to provide funds for production, or he may represent financiers. If a producer works in a broadcast station or production company, he may combine the roles of a producer and director. In radio production, not all the crew members will be of use to the production. For example, the camera person will not be necessary because pictures are not needed in radio production. Television production is regarded as a carefully balanced compromise between artistic aspirations and hard practicalities. There are certain things that seem to be not too important, but without them, production will be marred. These are artistic aspects of the program. For example, the way you present your ideas, the camera, arrange lighting, and sound will give the subject a certain amount of genuineness. Production could be primarily a matter of organization. This involves bringing together the right element, such as the script, performance, setting, that is, equipment, and the production crew, and using cameras and microphones to display the performance through carefully selected shots. Let's talk about the producer's role in TV production. In simple terms, television production is the art and science of filling a broadcast content. The station's audience may have a vague idea of the role of the producer, or even if the producer exists at all. After all the arrangements have been made, the producer decides which program will go into the day's broadcast, in what form, and in what order. The producer supervises the ordering of all graphics for the production. The producer is expected to accomplish the following tasks: precise time of broadcast, that production must end at the appointed time. It should not run long and it should not run short. Some kind of content must separate the commercial breaks. They can't bump together. Choosing the right mix of stories, the producer working in concert with the assignments editor in case of news program, newscast resources, and coverage are devoted to the right stories, that is, those stories that are most newsworthy in line with station's philosophy. Work with the director and production crew to get the program on air. A good producer does not lose sight of the fact that director is an equal partner in the program. Good communication and cooperation between the producer and director is absolutely essential. The producer makes sure that all the different parts fit together and has to put all efforts together to achieve satisfactory high-quality product. In doing so, the producer works with so many people whose primary responsibilities pertain to a much smaller part of the production. In order to put all these parts together, the producer must have excellent leadership skills and must contribute to a positive and productive work environment. So, there are various reasons for production techniques. The TV does not limit the amount of information shown to the audience. Where the camera wants the audience to see a broader view of the scene, a long shot is needed. Where only interaction between people, then a medium shot will be required. A close-up shot will be necessary for specific details. Shots are such altered from time to time to present the various aspects of the subject and the scene. If a subject is talking or holding, for example, a coin, then a close-up shot is necessary. If members of the audience cannot see properly, they become frustrated, and if a shot is held for too long, their interest fails. The directors are at times directing the audience's attention to particular aspects of the action or the scene. For example, throwing a stone at the window and breaking the glass, the audience may see or hear the sound only. This will depend on what impact the director wants to make on the audience. Effective directing techniques encourage audience reactions. Images presented to the audience members are meant to arouse their interest, persuade, and intrigue. They act as encouragement to the audience response. If the techniques are wrongly applied, the audience may become disenchanted with the station, and this may lead to the destruction of empathy with the station's audience. Next is production treatment. In production, every shot is considered as information package. In ideal situations, a series of shots within any sequence or scene should form a continuous thought process in a storyline. Shots should not be distorted unless the camera is aiming at a sudden dramatic impact. In a situation where the audience is unable to follow the linkage between shots, they are likely going to be distracted as they face the task of working out what exactly is going on. In an attempt to move from one scene to another, the camera has to be careful. Change of scenes should not be made to appear unnatural. There are no hard rules in the presentation of the subject, but there are certainly many wrong ways of doing so. Wrong techniques are capable of confusing, misleading, or simply being ineffectual. Millerson, 1993, states that successful methods can produce such a smooth flow of events that the audience is completely unaware of the mechanics of the production. Let's talk about basic production methods. Before production begins, certain basic things have to be in place. They include lighting, talent, artist, camera, and sound. There are several ways in which production can be organized depending on the type of program and the method to be adopted. Live production. Here, the program is not pre-recorded. The performance is carried out live. Everybody comes to the studio and they start talking, they start the discussion. The discussion is not recorded. As they come into the studio, maybe they're supposed to start at 1 p.m. They start right at 1 p.m. and people at home can connect with them. To present live transmission that is free from mistakes, it requires careful organization, clear-headed direction, and closely coordinated, skilled teamwork. Any problems that arise while on air have either to be covered up in some way or simply accepted. Also, we have basic retakes. At the end of the rehearsal, recording is done continuously, and if there are errors of any kind, performance is halted and the bad section is retaken. The section may be recorded all over again or taken separately. If this is done, it can be inserted afterwards in its proper place. Another production method, rehearse record method. This method is also called discontinuous recording. Here, individual shots are rehearsed when recorded. Then separate corrective retakes are recorded before proceeding to the next sequence. This method is time-consuming and there's always insufficient time to remedy problems in the setting, lighting, and costume. Now, let's talk about scripting. Scripting. Onwuamaa Lam, 2007, defined script as the building block or the foundation of programs in radio, TV, and film. It is a document which shows how creative imagination is transferred from thought to a written form. It translates inspired ideas and illusions to reality. It enables the replication of the same ideas through the adoption of stated approaches and procedures in dealing with a preconceived plot and meaning. A good script tells you what the program is about, who is in it, what is supposed to happen, and how the audience shall see or hear the event. It gives you specific clues as to the necessary pre-production, production, and post-production activities. Uganda 2007 adds that the script serves as a basic guide. I need you to know that. Basic guide to the producer, the director, the performer, as well as the presenter. The following reasons, which are provided by Bila cited in Uganda, page 36, show clearly why scripts are deemed necessary in broadcast programs production. Let's get to it. 1. Script provides smooth attention, getting beginning, and effective wrap-up or conclusion. Scripts provide accurate, precise timing. 3. Scripts provide the technical staff with the information they need to the right picture or sound and story at the right time. 4. For drama, actors must follow the script of the play they are portraying, particularly if they have to give exact word cues to the performer. Such a situation will need a script to be followed by the actor verbatim. 5. In the interest of national security and for fear of the law of defamation, most broadcasters use prepared scripts whenever possible to ensure accuracy and correct documentation. 6. Apart from the above reasons provided by BELA, scripts are needed in broadcast programs production because good extemporaneous speaking, which is a desirable skill in broadcasting, is rather a rare skill without a script. It is doubtful if many broadcasters will undertake the task of broadcasting with appreciable success. So with that, we've come to the end of Module 7. We've been able to talk about production in broadcasting, producer's role in production, the need for production techniques, production treatment, basic production methods, and scripting.